Just trying to get myself set up. I am waiting for my stream to start on my computer so I can actually see if we're in frame. But if you can hear me, let me know in the chat. If you can't hear me, let me know in the chat. I don't know if you'll know to do it though, because you can't hear me. Excellent. Alrighty, mine has finally started, so we can put me in a place that makes sense. Though I have to account for the fact that there's a delay. Alrighty. I think that looks like what it's supposed to look like. Fabulous. Happy Thursday, or Wednesday, depending on where you are. It is a pleasure to have you here, as I already said. Today we are setting up a weekly spread, and honestly, I don't really know what I want to do, but typically when I don't know what I want to do in terms of a weekly, I kind of default back to layouts that I've already made before. So I'm thinking that because I know I want to do a Dutch door, I'm gonna maybe recreate a layout that I used to use in my like first journal. So we'll talk about that more in a second. For now, we're just kind of looking at what we've got. So last time we were together for a weekly setup, we had this guy here. So Monday through Friday on the front here. And then over the back, we've got the weekend and the running to-do list, which you can see is obviously going well because it only has one thing on it. I mean, it's not so bad. It's just something that I need to do. While I think of it, I am going to add that I started working on populating the mark books today. So for those of you who don't know, a mark book is effectively a like Excel book for us. We do digital. An Excel book where we put all of our grades in for marked work. Populated mark books. And in particular, we have two that I was populating. So I populated the MYP, or the Middle Years Program one. So that's 7 through 10. And I started populating our NCEA one, which is the one for our senior students. So that one's in progress. That one is done. Thus, the overall task is in progress. Obviously, I didn't finish what I was thinking of here. It's just set up new. That's a weekly, so we'll just try and sneak it in here. Weekly, which is what we're going to do here today together. Also, I know I've mentioned it before, if you want to draw my attention to a comment if you're here on the live, do just at me, because it shows up in red and then I'm a lot more likely to actually notice it. So if you have a question or anything like that, just make sure that you at me and then I'll be able to actually pay attention to it when I need to. So I've been pretty slack, honestly, with filling in my habit tracker, which I'm not feeling great about, but hey, it's alright, we're only a couple days behind, so we can remember what we did for the most part and fill out. We did take our vitamin, we took our pill in the morning, we have done one stage of our face care today, and we did 2 yesterday, so full cross off for yesterday, half cross off for day, for today. Skin care, I half did it both days, so it's not quite finished. Hopefully I'll remember to do the rest of it later. Have bought lunch from home both days. Technically it was takeout that I bought on the weekend, but it came from my house, so I will keep it. Daily logging, I did a little bit. We'll give us a little bit, and I have been doing more today, so that's fine. Filling trackers obviously is happening, so we can cross that one off. Reading, I am so damn behind on the reading challenge. I think that genuinely this evening I need to do some reading, and I will put it on my task list, because I haven't even made it to the end of chapter 1, and we're almost halfway through the month, guys. Like, we're 4 days off being halfway through the month. That always scares me. With February being so much shorter, like, yep, it doesn't really take a lot until you're a quarter, and then a half, and then 3/4 of the way through. Read. And then in brackets I'll just put plus read. There we go. For those of you who are Team Leaf, Leaf is still secure in his box. I don't know how many of you tuned in yesterday for our bullet journal edition of Never Have I Ever with Rachel. It was a very good time. If you haven't seen it, totally go watch it. But just watching her face when we were explaining the whole Leaf thing, priceless. After the stream, Rachel and I went downstairs and like watched it back just to, you know, for peace of mind. But it was very entertaining to watch just her be like literally, what the fuck. Question, do I usually set up for the next week on Thursday? This is something that I typically used to do. Previously, like back when I started my channel, I would have every Thursday video be a weekly setup video. So I would set up my weekly on the Thursday, edit the video, and upload it all on that evening. Then there was a period of time where I wasn't doing weekly so much, so we kind of moved away from that. That was kind of towards the, I don't know, 3/4 of the way through 2019, where I just wasn't really using my journal. So in that point, I kind of wasn't doing the weeklies on the Thursdays anymore because I wasn't really using weeklies. And then since then, we kind of have been using Thursdays for other stuff, and I haven't necessarily shown you my weekly setups. Or I might set them all up at the start of the month and I'll do it in like one combined video. Yeah. But for the purposes of our lives together, we have been setting these up on Thursday. And that will at least continue for this month. We'll see what happens next month though. Let's see. Trying to reach 22 books this year. Yeah, I've put my 22 books down on my... Where are you, my friend? I'm pretty sure I put read 22 books down in my 22/22s tracker. We can go find it. This guy needs some filling out. I've been a bit slack. Let's see. Yeah, books read. I have 22. I do not expect to get to 22. I'm probably only gonna get to 12. I might get higher. I might. But I'm not too worried about actually pushing myself to get to 22. The general gist is that I just want to read more. Great to see me use the spread, but if you have Dutch Door Week, where would you have other week's habits? So I'm doing my habit tracker on a weekly basis, so all of my habits for this week are here, and then on my next weekly, I'll have my next week's habits. So this is something that I'm kind of trying for this journal, is rather than having a monthly habit tracker, where I track every day of the month in that one month, or on that one page, sorry, I'm doing it on my weeklies. So like I had a little habit tracker here for this week from the 3rd to the 9th. And then on the next weekly, question mark, where is it? Those pages are stuck together. Because they're supposed to be. Don't pull the paper up, you psycho. There we go, 10th to the 16th, I had that one here. So I like was putting my habit tracker on the week for that week, if that kind of makes sense. So for our next weekly, I will again have a habit tracker section. It's just a question of where that will be, because we're going to change the style up. We're not going to use the same style again. Yes. Let's see. I'm already thirsty, so drink break. A goal of 52 books. That's really impressive. Yeah, I read like 2 books last year, I'm not going to lie. Which is better than what I've been doing previous years. Like, it could be better, it could be worse. Do Dutch doors really give more space? Technically, like, yes and no. Like, if you were just going to spill, let's say, we'll chuck ourselves here. So let's just say that you were going to use this page and this page for a week. By not cutting the page down, you technically have more space. But I like the idea of having the Dutch door just to show that these are very much part of the same layout. Does that kind of make sense? So for this layout, if I didn't have a Dutch door and if this was just one spread, I'd have to fit the weekend into this column by itself. I wouldn't have the space for my habit tracker. Like, I'd probably put the habit tracker down here. But because I've got it on the Dutch door, it means I effectively get 2 spreads for 1 week. Does that make sense? Yeah. Anywho. If I hadn't cut it down though, I could have just technically used the 2 spreads for the 1 week and then still had this extra column, but I didn't really need it. And like I said, I like it to all be kind of contained. Let's see. If I switched in the lives. The water. Like, it's not water though, is it? Like, I mean, I think the main ingredient is water, but Now, let's see. Oh, I'm sorry. I should have probably spoiler alerted that. If you were playing Wordle, apologies. We're going to flip over to my Wordle tracker now, again. So earlier this week we did make a Wordle tracker. You can see I have gone in and started filling things in. So Wordle number 6, I did fail. Thus it is in red, according to our little key up here. and then all of the black dots mean like a guess was used, and all of the white dots mean like a guess was like left, if that kind of makes sense. So we have been filling in our Wordles. I filled in from what, number 228. I haven't written the words in because I honestly don't remember what they are. And I'm going to flip over to the next one, and it does have the Wordle of today, so just close your eyes. I'll let you know when we move past it. So here you can see I've recorded for the last 4 days Wordles. So this is the day that I'm currently on. Again, keep your eyes closed if you don't want to see the spoiler. And I'm flipping over the page. It is gone. Now, this is where we are starting our next weekly. So I very much want to do a Dutch door again because I'm enjoying my Dutch door. I think it's going to become a tradition, just me using Dutch doors for the entire February every year, because like that's what I did last year. But as I said at the start, I'm not feeling super inspired right now, so I'm going to go back to a layout that I know has worked for me previously. And in particular, that's actually a layout that I was using when I first started bullet journaling. So if we scoot this guy out of the way, we'll bring in this little grey boy here. So this is my first bullet journal, which you may have seen. You know, I've got like at least a flip through video of this, and I bring them out every so often when I want to show you stuff. So back when I first started bullet journaling, I was using the LT 1917, which you can probably tell from the ghosting and the style of the pages and stuff. My first page that I ever made was a goals page, and I remember this header taking me for freaking ever because I was so worried about stuffing it up. So I started in November of 2016, and I started doing dailies, and dailies were okay, but it took a couple of months for me to kind of find my groove with what was gonna work for me. Yeah? So we have my first iteration of a weekly, I think was this one, because yeah, these were just dailies. So I had like a space for each day of the week along here. I had a little kind of fill-in section, like do as you will with section down the bottom, mini calendar, that kind of stuff. You can see I was using some interesting symbols. I was trying different things. This was when also I used to try and contain every day of a month within that month. So rather than making, you know, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, the last 3 days of November, be part of like a full weekly spread, I just tucked them in before I started December. Yeah. So we have December, some trackers, good stuff to do before term 1 list. We have the second half of the week for that first week of December, so Thursday through to Sunday, the first 4 days. And then on the next page we have some Christmas planning, it seems. Then on the next page, this washi tape sticks to itself. That's why this paper's here. So this was my second weekly kind of thing that I tried. So I tried having some boxes up the top here and then just space down the bottom to fill in a whole bunch of stuff. This isn't the style we're going for. What we're actually going to do is flip quite a bit forward to February. So February, I was trying to kind of not necessarily go with a theme, but I kind of wanted to keep a consistent color of some description. You can see that the washi tape that I used here transferred its color through the page, which is both impressive and also sad. But I was going for this kind of like pinky purple kind of thing. I had a little kind of geometricism stuff on the front that I drew out. But yes, so pinky purple kind of stuff. My word of the month, little quote page, but oh god, you can see like my lettering has gotten a lot better, right? Like this is not pretty by my standards. This is not pretty for me by my standards. Big disclaimers. So not this one, but this is kind of where I started to get back into that style of having the days of the week on the side here and then other stuff over here, usually in 2 kind of columns. So this one I had a like task list, and I had my little chores that I was trying to do, which I obviously did some of, but not all of, and things that were coming up, and that kind of thing, timetable. But where we turned this into a Dutch door was a little bit later on. This was a failed attempt at something. When it says, do you even lift, it was whether I got a lift to school. It was nothing to do with weightlifting. Let's see. So this is the layout This is like one of my favorite weeklies I've ever done. I actually loved everything about this. I thought that the stickers were really cute. I loved the washi tape that I used. I thought the color palette was really pretty, and I stuck with this style of weekly for a really long time. So this is the style that we're going to be trying. This is a Dutch door. It's what we call a folded Dutch door. So rather than cutting the page, you're just folding the page over so that you can see different parts from different places. You can see I obviously didn't need quite as much space on here, but this is something that I've really enjoyed it. It was just an enjoyable style. What I'd have over here would change pretty much every time I used it, but it was something I liked. Let's see if we can find another. So I did it again this time, but I accidentally didn't leave space for my header, or I like stuck all of the washi tape pieces in too high up, so I had to put the title at the bottom. And then we have the little folded Dutch door here, which I obviously didn't need to use the back of. Let's see, I think, did we use it again in March? Yep, we did. We used it here. Yep, so we have little bits and pieces on the back. I think this is actually 2 separate weeks, possibly. Yeah, so I did 1 week, and I put the washi tape down, but I just did not actually end up filling in anything over here, so I made it a separate week. We're not going to do that. We are going to have the entire 2 spreads be the 1 week. Let's see. Yep, tried it again. So you see I was like really getting into this style of layout. You can see like, shit, I need to do this week. So I just used the entire back page as a space to write out a task list effectively. So I used this a lot in my first journal. My favorite iteration of it was indeed this one. I thought it was just super pretty. I loved all the colors, I loved the stickers, everything kind of worked. Now, last time I recreated this, and this part in particular, okay, so last time I recreated this spread was in, I think, August of 2019. So we're moving into this journal, all right? And this is where I'm like, I'm not saying the layout is cursed, but so the last time I made this layout, I did it in blues, and again, really enjoyed it, loved the kind of style of it, loved the like combination of the different blue elements together, but literally that week my uncle died. Like, my uncle died and my auntie died. These two were married. So I'm like, is this layout cursed? I don't know, but we're super hoping that by using this layout, nobody else dies, okay? Knock on wood, lightly, so that we don't shake the camera too much. I'm sure it won't happen. I'm not really all that superstitious, but it just seemed like an incredibly odd coincidence. So, you can see though, in terms of the back pages of both of these, they are different. So this one just had like a large to-do list, a little chores section, and then like a coming up or horizon. In this one, I put a timetable for the week. I am probably not going to put a timetable. I don't think I really need one, because in the front of my journal, where all of my teacher plans are, like, I've already got my weekly timetables in here. Not that I've set up next week's one, but I will get to it. So I'm not going to use a timetable. We could probably use a running to-do list section of some description. I'm thinking maybe I can put my habit tracker in that space or something like that. But for the rest of it, it's probably going to be pretty similar. I'm not going to use the washi tape to put the little, days of the week in. It's just so cute. I love looking back at it because I know that I set this one up to very much mimic this one. This is like, yeah, like I said, one of my favorite weeklies that I've ever done, and it was in my first journal. Not going to use the washi tape. Might do something with a kind of underlining with the days, possibly. I'm not sure how we're going to bring in our decorative elements from February though, with our gradient. So let's see. We can put this to the side. I really like looking back at my first journal, especially this cover page for January. This pattern took me freaking forever, but I am still so chuffed. This is one of my favorite cover pages that I've ever done. Like a hand cramp and a half, but it looks cool. I like it. Anywho. Where are we? Where did my spread go? Need to have it there for reference. Yeah. Beautiful. I'd be curious to know though, have you guys used a folded Dutch door before? Because obviously most of the time when we think about Dutch doors, they're the cutting Dutch door style, so like cutting the page down or cutting the top off kind of a thing. But yeah, folded Dutch door is something I haven't really used very much in my Archer and Olives, but we're gonna do it today. Okay, before we get started on that, I think the reason that I cut this page down in particular is so that when I folded it, it actually like sat nicely, because if it wasn't cut down, the paper kind of came too far in and you couldn't really flip it around in the way that I wanted to. So, yes. All right. People who became popular, are we talking about Boho Berry, or are we talking about somebody else? Anywho, I'm sure you guys will let me know. So back to our journal that we are now using. Our beautiful Archer and Olive. We want teal thistle. So we're gonna start by sketching stuff out. I've said it before, I do not like going in with pen first because I will probably cock something up and I don't wanna do that to myself. There we go. Never have I ever used a Dutch door. Constantly. Constant Dutch doors. Alright, so sketching out the side is going to be super easy because I know that to do 7 divisions, it's just 5 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, using my light colored pencil so that it's nice and easy to erase it. Because there's nothing worse than putting on a whole bunch of messy pencil and not actually being able to erase it because you used one with a really dark graphite. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7 here. So our title will sit at the top. We'll have our days of the week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alrighty. Oh, blew the spine of the journal out. Oh my gosh. I'm not too sure what happened to Kara of Boho Berry. I honestly couldn't tell you. Like, I think if you wanted to find out, the best place to probably go would be like the Boho Berry community group on Facebook or something. They probably know better than me. I know that her ex-employee Kristen, is it Kristen or Kirsten, might know more information. Yeah, I didn't know her personally, so I can't really say what may have happened there. So the halfway point here is 6.5 centimeters, but if I fold along there, I'm not sure if this is going to be like too close to the edge. I don't really want to fold it in too far either. Like if I did that, we'll put a tiny crease, there we go. That's pretty close. That's not too bad. I think that will work. Okay, we're gonna fold it the other way though, because I don't want to maim my journal. You know, there's probably an easier way to do this, like lining up my ruler or something and then folding it back over the top of my ruler a little bit in a way that doesn't rip my page. There we go. That looks like it worked a lot better. Just to get that nice straight fold, I'm kind of like lining it up with the dot grid and then folding it back over itself. A stained glass Dutch door with you cut a pattern and stick cellophane, that would be so freaking cool. Aw, yeah, I don't have any cellophane, but that would be so freaking cool. I love that idea. I really want to do a stained glass window theme sometime. Like, I think that would be gorgeous. I adamantly do not want to do it for March, because both this month's theme and last month's theme have been very labor intensive, I feel, which has not been super great for not getting myself all kind of like tuckered out. But hey, let's see, that seems to kind of work, eh? Like a little bit, maybe a little bit of a change in the fold position there. Nicely folded. And then we go back over there, we can fold it this way, we can fold it that way. In theory, we can fold it back over itself. Excellent. This is looking swish. We like this a lot. Wherever she went, Bojo, not Bojo, apologies. Boho Berry's videos are still really helpful for new bullet journalers. She was the main one that I watched and that got me really into bullet journaling. So, special place in my heart. Okay, so we have our fold in. This part here, like the entire Dutch door part in the middle, this is going to be for my running, like, dailies kind of thing. So I'll draw a header in here that says Monday, I'll write out my task list on Monday, at the end of the day on Monday, I draw in the next header for Tuesday, that kind of thing. The section over here is mainly for scheduling, so things like my appointments or events and stuff like that when that's happening during the week. Yeah, I think clear packaging would work really well with the stained glass window kind of thing. Over here is where I'm gonna put my habit tracker. The habit trackers will be here. What else can we put here? I know that previously I had like a little project section, that kind of stuff. So we could do like the habits, or weekly projects. I don't really want to do a 2 lines a day because I do not think I'm gonna fill it in. What else have I put over here? That's where I just started Monday, so that doesn't really count. We could just leave some more space to write some more stuff, but hey. Yes. Habits, weekly projects, possibly like a little to-do list. Okay, we might have a little section for a to-do list, and weekly projects I don't actually mind having because I think that would be quite helpful. We might expand the habit tracker out a little bit. We could possibly put a decorative panel down the side here. That might be kind of nice so that we can bring in some of that colored element. Yeah? You can see like my mind at work in terms of the planning out of this thing. Have you ever done a black and white patterns theme? Yes, I have. I did it in 2020, January of 2020, in my first art journal of journal, mainly because I wanted to do a watercolor theme, and I can't watercolor, so it didn't really work out. We are going to start, I think, by... ruling some lines. Yes, my favorite sport. Alright. We've got our trusty ruler. We're gonna grab our M size Pit Artist pen because I like a thick line, and we're gonna rule these guys in as a good starting point. This way. And I think I'm gonna rule in the top one. I know that on the original version of this I used washi tape, but I'm not really using washi tape in this monthly setup. Like, it's not part of the theme in general, so we'll leave the washi tape off for this one. There we go. Oh, I probably should put our music on. We always like to have our background music. There we go. I'll open it up. Here we go. See if my computer actually wants to play ball today. No, it's not being friendly. I mean, I could sing for you guys, but you probably don't want that. Plus, the only songs I know are probably, you know, gonna get me a copyright strike. Which is another thing I do not need. There we go. 00 week it was. There we go. If it gets too loud, just tell me and I will turn it down for you. Oh, I said that I got inspiration from the flowers my mum had on the table. Oh, that's nice. I'm not too sure which one that was. My memory's not that good. I remember there was a weekly setup that I did that was inspired by my plant that had like, it wasn't even a plant, it was a weed. It was literally, we had pulled a plant out of a pot and then just left the pot there with the dirt, and a weed had grown in there and it grew really, really tall. I was like, I have been inspired by this weed, and this weekly setup is inspired by this weed. Aww. I always find that like a lot of planners and like obviously planner themes and stuff, but also like pre-printed planners, quite often March is green, and I always think that that's just interesting that it kind of always seems to work out. Wow, it's really late. I'm not late. It's only 5:29 where I am. But I'm glad that you're here. It's always hard to find a time during the week that works for the most people possible, because I know that like the time that the majority of my subscribers are at least online is typically like 6 a.m. and like, as much as I love you guys, 6 a.m. me waking up then, yeah, not the business. If I was to design a washi tape, that's a good question. So, having looked through all of my washi tapes recently, I came to the conclusion that like, although I thought that solid colors were like my favorite thing, I do like a good pattern of some description, even if it's only like a subtle watercolor-esque kind of one. And I'm not really big on tapes that have like really kind of eclectic doodles. Like, that's not really my vibe. So I'm not too sure. Like, to design a washi tape, it's like a really long picture. That's a good question. I think I'd be more inclined to design stickers before I designed a washi tape, only because stickers are like, you know, you can have like one little picture, whereas a washi tape is like a scenery almost, depending on what you you know, are using it for. I don't do a lot of washi with words on them unless it's like specific functional words, and even then, you know, I just discarded a bunch of my washi tapes that had words on them. How big do we want this decorative panel to be? That is a good question. So, getting out some of our masking washi tape. Didn't save enough masking washi tape. Okay, this one here. Because I don't really like to use washi tapes that are too sticky. I think that I want this guy to be at least 2 columns worth wide. So maybe at least 8 centimeters, no, probably more like 9-ish. And then we'll like start the colored strip here. That looks good. There we go. Put our colored strip in here. Book of Boba Fett. Is that a TV show? Is that on? I assume it's on Disney Plus. I think it's a TV show, right? But the fact that you have sushi, how dare you? I want sushi now. But I am not going to go all the way back into town just to get sushi, because I do not have that kind of time. It's all good. We understand what you mean. Obsessed with the way that I use washi tape. That's very kind of you to say. I've been very much enjoying this whole masking the page and like getting those nice crisp lines. I love me a crisp line. Even if it takes a hot minute to do, I like it. We need a piece of scrap paper so that we do not scribble on the bench. There we go. This is the one that I was using last time. I think it will work just fine for us again this time. And the nice part is we only have the one panel, but the hard thing is that it is like the full length down the page, so we do need to use all of our colors. Yeah, on Disney Plus. I'm not like not to say I'm like, I don't enjoy Star Wars. I'm not like a fan of Star Wars, quote, quote. Like, I'm not against it. I'm not one of their, like, true fans, if that makes sense. I do appreciate the, like, you know, universe of it. It's quite extensive. Yeah. Maybe I'm not the target audience. But I think Vogel will be interested to watch that. He also hasn't watched, what's the other one? The Mandalorian? Yeah, he hasn't watched that yet, but that's probably on his list of things to watch at some point. This is not the order we will be using, and unlike when we set up the Wordle tracker, I will not accidentally be starting with yellow at the top, because the top should be blue. There we go. Yay! Oh, I'm part of the team for almost 4 years. That's exciting. I love people who stay. So, in terms of our little gradient we go from the blue to the darker blue, to the purplish blue, to the reddish purple, to the magenta-esque color, to I think this one? That looks right. That's a red pink, so I assume it goes like that. And then we'll have the red, and then we'll have the orange red, and then we'll have the red orange. No spoilers. No spoilers for the Mandalorian that I keep calling the Mandarin, which I know is not its name. That one, then that one. Then you, then you, then you, then my favorite yellow, then my not favorite yellow, yellow, lightest yellow. Excellent. We have our order. And I'm very glad that we're just doing one side of the page here, because it takes a little bit of time, and when you're using all of the colors, you know, the live is blurry. Okay, so my suggestion would be to refresh the page. If that doesn't work, then you can hover over the bottom, depends on if you're watching on your phone or if you're watching on the, like the internet on a computer, and there should be a little cog with settings. You can set the quality to 720. I'm not sure if you can set it off auto. Can you set it off auto? Yeah. So if you set it to just 720, not auto, because auto will kind of prioritize, like, playback speed, I guess you could say, like, so staying in time with how the playback should be. Whereas if you put it to 720, it'll let it buffer properly, if that kind of makes sense. I'm putting this on the right page, right? Like before I put all this work in. Yes, we're okay. All good. Yeah, because I don't like watching blurry footage. Can't see what's going on. Nobody wants that. Twang, twang, twang. But yes, I will say that I am kind of looking forward to not having to do the gradient anymore, only because it is so time consuming. Like, it's gorgeous, I really love it, but total mission. I technically need to stick over that too. I'm like wondering if I can just like be careful. Can I just be careful with it? This is not gonna work in my favor, but we're gonna do it anyways. Haha. Be quick, make haste. I will say I am very pleased with how the Ultra Olive paper holds up to my aggressive tomboing, but it does get a little bit of like a pilling of the paper when you go over it as many times as I have been. I just want that really good saturation of color is the only thing. And the nice part is if you work quickly, like I am, with going, yep, that's the technical term for it. If you do that, then you don't get those kind of streak marks that you get if you do like line by line, which is also something I prefer. Not having streak marks, that is. I prefer not having streak marks. Welcome back, Tammy. It's a pleasure to have you here with us again. We are colouring in my page. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, ding. Alrighty, we're just gonna hope and pray that I can do this without the other one, because I'm being a little bit lazy today, I'm not gonna lie. And I typically would washi tape the colored section that I've already done for these darker colors, but I can't. Not today, team. I can't. It's still looking alright though. What style did I decide on? I decided that we are going with one of the first styles of weekly that I used in my first bullet journal, which is a folded Dutch door style, where we have like daily logs on the Dutch door itself. Yeah, I know that Ultra Olive is a more expensive brand. I do enjoy it very much, but obviously it is not in an accessible price range for everybody. And especially when you factor in, like, you know, conversions of currency, and then also shipping costs and stuff like that, it does get pretty spenny. 1, 2, 3. I don't know if I can do this one over the top. I feel like this is gonna be a bad idea, but I'm gonna do it anyways because again, I'm being lazy. We can just have a little bit of that overlap of color. It's fine. The sky isn't in perfect bands either. I mean, obviously. You know what? I really should have just, like, I made a printable version of, not the layout, but, like, the background itself. I could have just printed it off and then, like, stuck it in. Maybe I'll do that next week. That sounds like a good idea. Good job, me. Good thinking. Oh, I'm excited about you starting your new job, Tammy. That's very exciting. Lunch stuff for the new job. Fabulous. I have got, prawn summer rolls. Or like rice paper rolls for lunch tomorrow, because Vogel picked me up some when he went to go run an errand before. Thank you, Vogel. Amy asks how I am today. Thank you for asking, Amy. I'm doing alright. The weather's been gross, so I'm feeling a little agitated about that. But I've been finding that because this year I am not teaching any new classes, I have a lot more time in the evenings. Knock on wood, because I want it to stay that way. But yeah, I've been finding I have a lot more time to do stuff in the evenings, which is kind of, you know, why I can do these lives with you guys, because I have the time to actually do that. And I haven't had to work on work, like schoolwork stuff, during my evenings, which has been really nice. I hope that this is a long-term thing. I think that it's one of those things that, like, they say that a lot of people quit the teaching profession in the first 5 years just because it's like so much work. But I think, and again, fingers crossed, knock on wood, all of the stuff, because I know stuff changes, that I'm kind of getting to that point where I'm like in my groove with it. So hopefully that is a feeling that stays. Question about Vogel's finger/arm. He is on the road to recovery. He has had all of his stitches removed, which is nice. He still has to keep his bandage on. The skin's still pretty kind of like ouch, tender, but he's doing pretty good. I mean, we're both kind of having, like, I don't know, I wouldn't even say a down day. I think that his is more of a bit more of a down day than my day is. I'm just end of the week tired, you know. Thursday is typically the day that I, like, cannot function after school. And I think the only reason that it's not today, like, I'm actually still kind of functioning, is because it is a short week. But, yeah, Thursday's typically the day that I just get home and I can't bring myself to do anything. Like, if I've scheduled to do any kind of work or, like, any kind of video editing or stuff like that, it's usually just me saying, no, not today, Satan. I'm gonna pack it in and go sit on the couch. But, yeah, for some reason, not today. That reason is probably the long weekend. There we go. I'm doing pretty okay with my fingers today. They're not got a lot of color transfer. Knock on wood. We may get some eventually. I'm trying to remember how many colors I've done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Probably should have gone over that one a bit more. I'm wondering if I could do, because that area, I don't know, to you it looks quite dark to me. I don't think that's favorable. Just add a little bit more in. It'll probably sink into the page a bit, but just a little bit to... That looks okay. Alright, I'm gonna move some of these pens away as I use them, just because I'm finding it hard to keep track. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This color looks like it shouldn't be here. Like, it's too bright. I know I've mentioned it before, but I'm kind of bummed I didn't have a better transition in this region. But again, the sky is not perfect, but through its imperfection, it is perfect. There we go. Yeah, see, Friday is weird, because, like, I would think that it should be Friday that I'm, like, totally, completely zonked and just, like, kind of dead to the world, but it doesn't seem to be that way, which is a bit weird. Is one of these colors not supposed to be here? No, that must be right. Okay, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. No, one of these colors doesn't belong. And I have a sneaking suspicion it might be this one. I'm gonna go check before I put this down. Yeah, because that pink doesn't look right. Alrighty, let's go see. Thankfully, I have a list of these pens on my February Plan With Me video, so we can actually go see which one is an outsider and is not expected to be here. Okay, so 725 was what we just used, I believe. Let's check. Okay, this was 725. Okay, 725 we were supposed to have. Then it's 743, which is this guy. Then it is 815. Okay, no, they are supposed to be here. Maybe I'm just crazy. 815, 845, yeah, 885. Okay, no, I'm just crazy. It's fine. It's cool, it's cool, it's cool. It just doesn't look right. So what we say, yeah, 743 next. And the nice part is I'm pretty sure that this one is light enough that it's not going to be a problem. I must have just gone over it quite a few times to kind of get that gradient to work as well as it does on the other pages. Big shrug. Alrighty, that's alright. So yeah, this is the thing, like, I have never done a weekly where I've used quite this many colours, so I get myself a little bit confused. A wrist splint, so you can actually function. Oh my god, I'm sorry that you've been in so much pain. That must be really hard. Boo hiss. Yeah, I think that's the thing. Fridays are a little bit more energizing because it's like the next day's the weekend. I did see that we had the question before about how long I've been a teacher. This is my 7th year of teaching. So I made it past the 5-year mark. I know we had that little rough patch in the middle. You guys were here for that. But we made it through 7th year of teaching now. At the same school as well, because I am a stayer. There we go. 815, which I feel, for 815, I'm going to put the washi line down on the other side, just to be safe, okay? Doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to cover up the majority of the colour. No, that's way more red than I thought it was going to look, which is interesting because this is the pink that I typically use for my, like my teacher planner spread kind of stuff, but that's cool. It's all good, it's all good. Looking cute. Yeah, it was weird. Like this morning I was very excited because it was raining and I'm like, oh, it's not going to be so bad, rips page. But then it was so awfully muggy today. Yuck, 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 yuck. Need to get this pink color out because I did manage to rip my paper, but it's okay because there is plenty of paper to go around. It does mean that the color on this part is going to be a little different, but I'm not too bothered. It's all good. Again, the sky ain't perfect, so it's alright if my lines ain't perfect. Yeah. Carpal tunnel in your fingers. Oh, that's not nice. I was wondering this the other day, like, because you know how celebrities, and I'm not likening myself to a celebrity, just to be clear. You know how they say that, like, certain celebrities get certain things, like, insured? So they might get, like, their vocal cords insured. I don't actually know if this is a real thing or whatever. I was kind of wondering, like, what if I broke my hand? Like, what if my hand, my writing hand, was broken and I couldn't bullet journal for, like, a long period of time? Like, what would I do? I haven't come up with a good solution yet. Like, both in terms of, like, what would I do with my productivity versus what would I do with my channel? Like, would we just have to become a digital bullet journaling channel for a little bit? I don't know. Things to ponder. Beautiful red. There we go. Yeah. Sorry that's muggy for you too, Meg. Icky. F1 drivers get their freaking thumbs insured. That's so crazy. Yeah. Hire Rachel or Monica to write for me. I mean, yeah, I would love Vogel to be able to help me out with that, but I don't think that's gonna be what's gonna work out. I'm not too bad at typing one-handed, only because we learnt, like, touch typing when I was at school, so I got pretty good at being able to do it with both hands, obviously, and then one, and then the other. But yeah, it is certainly slower. It's nowhere near as fast. There we go. Okay, now we're into the colours where it's alright, like, we can totally do the, colouring over the top without worrying about the colour that came before, because every colour from here on out is effectively lighter, so it's not really a problem. Gorgeous little gradient that we are building here together. Loves this for me. Drink break. Cheers to that. Yeah. It's supposed to be winter. Every time summer rolls around, I start missing winter, and then it starts to rain too much in winter, and I'm just like, oh, can we go back to it being slightly less wet? There is no happy medium. There is either ice cold with lots of rain, or way too muggy and hot. Never satisfied. Quick. But yeah, I'm very much contemplating that next week for our weekly setup, that I don't just, like, print the colours off, And they won't be a true match, but it'll take less time. Ooh. Pizza and fermented wheat drink. That sounds nice. Wasn't it? I don't know what day it is for you guys, wherever you are, but I'm pretty sure the 9th of February is International Pizza Day. So if it is the 9th where you are, happy Pizza Day. If it is not the 9th where you are, happy post Pizza Day. Get off my finger. Wash your tape. Have other things to do. Like more lines of color. I love winter so much. Winter's my happy place. I think that like autumn in countries where they actually have trees that turn different colors and lose their leaves and stuff, that is gorgeous. We have too many evergreens in New Zealand, so ours don't really do a lot of that. Like some of them do, but not a lot of them. I love autumn trees and autumn leaves. They're beautiful. I think it'd be really fun to celebrate my birthday in the Northern Hemisphere one year. Like, go to the Northern Hemisphere, you know, around that kind of like mid-October mark, and just have it somewhere where it's not spring. Somewhere where I don't have hay fever. I also would really love to experience like a white Christmas, or like a Christmas in the cold. I think that would be really cool as well. I get it because it's cold. Anyways, I'm sorry, I apologize. But I think that would be cool. Yeah, see, that's the thing, like, anytime that I want to do a seasonal spread, it's always the wrong season for the majority of my following. So that one year that I said, no, fuck it, I'm gonna do an autumn spread, everyone's like, why are you doing autumn? It's spring. And I'm like, maybe for you, but I'm not you. There we go. Yeah, I want a proper autumn. Like, you know, all the cozy vibe kind of things. Like, cozy vibe's my favorite. Like, I think that I've been thinking about this a little bit. So, like, your personal values. So, what are things that in your life you kind of, like, tend towards? Because they are your preference or something that you effectively, like, you value. You value that thing. And I think that my values, in particular, tend towards authenticity and comfort. And, like, comfort in a lot of ways. So, what kind of things do I do that, you know, bring me comfort into my life? Like, what I wear and what I do and all of those kind of things. I'm very much like a let's be in my lowest energy state kind of thing, if we're going from, like, a sciencey point of view. But, yeah. Same layout every week, but just decorated differently. I know that Rachel used to do that. She'd have the same kind of like skeleton of a setup, so the same bones, but then the decorative elements that she put on would be a little bit different each week, like within the theme that she was doing. Yeah. Personal core values, yeah. So it's like those kind of ideas of like the things that are of importance to you that kind of dictate how you operate in the world, I guess you could say. And yeah, mine's very much authenticity and comfort. And I like to think of it as comfort more than, like, laziness, because in some ways you could think of me as a lazy person, but in other ways, like, I'm really not. Like, I do very much go above and beyond in certain ways, but I also don't like the discomfort of exercise, for instance. Like, I prefer to be comfortable. I don't like being overheated. I don't like being sore, like that kind of stuff. And I think that those things really drive a lot of my decision making, even if subconsciously. Does this kind of make sense, or am I just talking shit? Like, I don't know. It's just something I've been thinking about. That's cool. Another thing I've actually been thinking about is like, and don't feel like you have to actually answer this question, but effectively like I'm gonna use the word brand, even though I don't like thinking of myself as a brand, is like, what do people think of when they think of, like, me and my channel, kind of a thing? Like, what kind of concepts or, like, words or feelings kind of come to mind? Because I want that, like, whatever feelings people have about my stuff here on the internet, to align with my intentions, if that makes sense. I feel like I've said if that makes sense multiple times today, like a lot. So, like, where was I going with this? I lost my train of thought because I started reading the chat again. No, completely lost my train of thought. Yeah, that idea of, like, where I see my content going and how I see my content, you know, being, and whether that actually is the same for how other people see it. Like, how that kind of comes off for you guys, if that makes sense. Yeah? Like, making sure that that aligns well. Because I know that, for instance, when I first started, like, if you know me in person, or if you've kind of, like, hung out with me in some way, I'm a very silly person. Like, I think one of my personal characteristics, like, is humor. I like to be funny. I like to entertain, that kind of stuff. And when I first started my channel, I tried to pick and if you've been here a while, you may remember, like, my background music, I'm like, oh, this is upbeat and fun. I'm upbeat and fun. And then everybody was saying this doesn't match the content. And I'm like, had to kind of take a step back, because obviously you want people to come back to your content and you want them to kind of vibe with it. But I also need it to be something that actually speaks to me in a way. Like, not necessarily just, like, the content itself, but, like, the other parts of it. Again, I'm probably just talking shit, like, but hopefully you guys get it. Well, I'm glad. Thank you for your kind words. Also, the things that, like, I'm reading through the chat that you guys are saying. Like, it's nice to know that you guys are kind of picking up some of the ideas that I'm trying to put down, like, in terms of this space of the internet and making it a space where we can be creative but also kind of, like, have some fun and build a community together that's, you know, we're still being productive, but we're doing it in ways that allow us to be creative and allow us to be resourceful and use things in ways that we haven't, like, you know, other people haven't tried and all of that kind of stuff. But yeah, so I'm glad that that kind of comes across. What I really want to do, and, like, not right now, at some point, I want to make a Bujo Basics series, like a proper Bujo Basics series that not only kind of covers the basics, but also expands on those ideas, because I think there's plenty of videos out there that tell you, like, how to make a future log, for instance, but I want to be able to pitch to newbies or people who are kind of trying to get into the system, like, this is what the future log is, but then these are all the ways that you could do it, in a way. Like, not necessarily, like, all of them, but expand on the ideas and kind of like a, like, hack your Bujo kind of thing. Not actually, like, hack it, but, you know, general stuff. Why he throwing things at you? That's not friendly. Throw something soft at you. Excellent. Yeah, being authentic. I love me some authenticity. I think that's something that I try to do very much in my teaching as well, is making sure that, like my kids don't think that I'm just, like, faking, like, if that makes sense. Like, you know, playing into my character strengths and things that I think are, you know, valuable parts of my personality, and not trying to be somebody that I'm not. Yeah. We don't need this here. We genuinely do not need that there. Goodbye, little bunny. But what we do need is to colour in the bottom in black and do a bit more yellow. Aw, hello. No, you're not. Like, you're totally not come 5 minutes before the party ends. We are nowhere near finished. It's a pleasure to have you here, Rose. My students, some of them bullet journal. So some of my students, especially my older ones, will show me what they've been working on in their journal and stuff like that. Not as much as when I first started, but some of them still do. Yeah, put some yellow there too. And put some black down the bottom. Hello again, team. It's Jess or JashiiCorrin, and welcome back for another video. Heard that so much in the past few months. Yeah. Also, what? My ending, that's always the same. 2 minutes to midnight. Oh gosh, go to sleep. But thank you for being here while you could be. It's always a pleasure having you guys join us on our lives. Let's see. I'm trying not to pay attention to the chat while I'm coloring in black because I know I will stuff it up. We can see that my black Tombow is in dire need of replacing. It is not living its best life. So that will probably go on the post-it note to then be updated in another place, like on my wish list or something. So, you know, I'll post-it note out. Let's try it with this new black Tombow. Hashtag free leaf. Yeah, until next time, bye! Do you know how many times I typically have to record my ending, especially the bye part? Because sometimes I sound way too high pitch and I'm like, that sounds wrong. Like, or sometimes I'll say it and it comes out like really croaky because I know I have mad vocal fry. Like, which is probably the main reason that I end up re-recording so many of my things like I do. Like, that vocal fry really ticks me off because it is a genuine problem that I have. There you go. I always kind of get a bit nervous at this part because I'm like, I'm just gonna go put a line somewhere that it shouldn't be and it's gonna look stupid. There we go. I figured we'd do some this way and then we'd do some more the other way. So then they kind of curve towards different directions, possibly. Ugh. 6 in the morning. Oh my gosh. I always appreciate Tammy reminding people to like the video. If you like this video, you should like the video, to let me know that you like the video. But only if you like it, or if you just, you know, love me and you want to like it anyway. Even if you're like, this video is actually trash, but you're okay, Jess. There you go. So with putting this grass in, I like to make it so that, like, you can't see the, like, lower edge. Like, this kind of rippled line I've done here. If we go back here, you can kind of see, like, it doesn't actually show as, like, a solid black line, if that makes sense. 160, going on a day trip with 160 teens. I assume that there are also other teachers with you, or other adults of some description, but boo hiss, have fun with that. There you go, and I just put in a jagged black line, for a little bit of building up of the color, but not too much, because we don't want it to overtake too much of the yellow section, which does look pretty cute. I like to do like some wispy bits. Grass. Again, ode to the unmowed lawn. Ding 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 ding. Ding ding. Ding. Aww. I feel like I'm gonna have to go back and reread all of the nice comments that you guys left in the chat. You're very sweet people. I do think we have one of the best communities, honestly. I know that everybody says that about their community, but they're all liars because mine's the best. Ha ha ha. There we go. That grass looks grassy. We love it. So, because we have done all of this with our beautiful piece of washi tape on, it means when we remove the pen, fingers crossed, it's going to be really nice and clean and sharp in terms of the colouring in that space. Which is exactly what we want, and we're gonna very much endeavor to not put our smudgy fingers on the white paper. So just like this without smudging things, because we want to not make a mess. And we're also going to endeavor to not rip the bullet journal page, because that would be sad too. But look at that clean line. Excellent. Perfection. I am so chuffed with how this is looking. This is gorgeous. Boom. Alright, so we have our coloured strip in now. We can start thinking about putting in some labels. I feel like I need to go wash my hands because I don't want to smudge colour this black. There you go. Gross. But the color is looking cute, and then we have our little folded section in here. The folded section is only going to get a title, like a header strip, and I'm thinking that I might want to try and do that, like wherever it is, it lines up with the gradient along the side here. So this strip here would be that blue color, And then I might try and do something similar over here with our headers for each day of the week. But I figured I'd probably take the top color of those, so then it'd be like the purple kind of color, and then the magenta kind of color, and then a pinkish, and then a red, and then, okay, sure. Sure. Tombos or Statler Tri Plus fine liners though? That is the question. Blah. So many pens. Well, I know for the strip of color I at least want to use the blue. So we can put the strip of color in because we know that we want that there. And then I guess it might kind of be nice to use the Tombos because at least they'll be the same colors. Because I know that my purple Statler is a little bit too, not like even dark. I don't know what the word would be for what I'm trying to think of right now. Let's see. I'll find it. Again, don't want to show you guys the Wordle scores, but I think I already did. Rip. No, it's not too bad. Alrighty, maybe I'm thinking of a different pen that's a little bit more subdued in color. Okay, so we've got our blue strip in here, so that's where we'll start our Monday checklist. Not right now, but when Monday rolls around, or at least like Sunday, where I do like a weekly reset. Would you guys be keen to have one of these lives be the weekly reset? Like I could show you the process of how I do my weekly reset as of current. Not an English teacher for a very good reason. Did I get unintentionally angry at yesterday's Wordle? See, I heard everybody else was getting angry at it, so I just assumed that it was going to be some kind of a spelling thing that doesn't work in our area. Yeah. Alrighty, we have at least 2 people who would be keen to see the weekly reset. I think that sounds good. Oh, there we go. Let's make it 3. So yeah, we can totally do that. Maybe we'll do that on, on Sunday, because that's when I would do my weekly reset. So our Sunday live video, which is going to be earlier than this one, and by earlier I mean like our current time minus like 11 hours or minus 10 hours. Yeah, we'll do a weekly reset then, because I think that would be a cool thing for you guys to see the process of, or at least my process of. Alright, now we need to put in some titles and then figure out how we're going to title this space. I think I'll put my habits at the top here. And then, do I just want to write habits in, or do I want to draw a colored strip? I think I might just write habits in, maybe, because, oh, I've been doing black headings, haven't I? Maybe I should put a black heading in. I don't think I want to put a black heading in here, though, because I think it'll look a little weird. Which means I probably don't want to do it there either. I'm just gonna write it in. No black paper today. We're gonna just write things in. Alrighty. So going with our pen color of choice, which is this guy, and we're just gonna do a basic block font, I guess. I mean, I could technically do a gradient through the pens. So write like F, and then E, and then B, etc. But I think I'm thinking too much into this. We're just going to keep the gradient running down the page. Let's just do that. That seems safe. Ooh, who's leaving? Gotta go. Well, it was a pleasure to have you here, Meg. Thank you for being here. It's always a pleasure to have you. I always love getting your comments. You're always so friendly. I love friendly people. Okay, Feb, and we're just going to do block letters. That's nice and easy. Something we can roll with. Feb. We're gonna write Feb or February. Does anybody else intentionally call it February so that they remember how to spell it? Let's see. I do appreciate that when I first started this one, it was in February as well. Well, February the 13th. What's the date gonna be? It's gonna be February the 14th. Ha ha ha. So like pretty much at the exact same time. February. And even if you do or don't call February, I'd be interested to know about any other words that you do that for, like you pronounce them differently because of it. So like Wednesday, that kind of thing. February, I'm getting my myself distracted, I'm gonna end up spelling it wrong. One that I do is, anybody called Phoebe, I call Phoebe. Like, so that I know that it's Phoe as opposed to Pheo. So not Phoebe, Phoebe. February the 1-4 to the 20th. So I can do math in my head. She lied. 2022. I always find that words and or numbers that have doubles, for instance, every single one of my freaking names, I can never do like the letter or number the same twice. Like, I am born on the 11th of October, so 2 1s right next to each other. And then I have Jessica with 2 S's, Corinne with 2 R's, and Siachi with 2 C's. I'm like, that's great, that's just great. Doubles for everybody. See, instantly, what is that? Not your sister, not even your cousin, some kind of like almost look-alike, but not really. I'm being in particular harsh on myself. I know it's fine, but come on. Like, it's all good. I did spell February right? Yeah, February. Apologies, Marguerite. We know that it is February. I had to think about that for a second. Definitely. Definitely. What other words do I do that with? Because I know there are a few. I always call them skizzers because it's SCI, so that helps me remember that as well. Skizzers. Let's see. New colors. If we are going with this being about here, that means we need that purpley color. I feel like I'm going to need to lay out my rainbow again. I know it's not actually a rainbow, it's just a gradient, but I think that will help me put the colors in that I need to use. Yellow's down the bottom. I might just use my favorite of the ones that are in here, because that might just be easier. Like, favorite red, favorite orange, so we'll just, like, lay them out, and then, totally lost my train of thought. Lay them out, pick the ones that I like, because I think that I want to have pretty good range in terms of, like, having a red, having an orange, having a pink, yada yada yada. You are a red, you are a pink, an aggressive pink. You are a Lello, my favorite Lello. You belong down here. Nope, here. Yep. That looks good, that looks good, that looks good. Okay, so the title was the blue, so I'm not sure if we need that one. Then do we want the purple blue or the purple red? So I think that I'll probably go for this one rather than that one, possibly, because it's just a nicer purple. IMO. Does anybody else do that? They like say, I know they're not anagrams. Acronyms? Are they acronyms? Does anybody else say acronyms like in real life? Like lol or rip. I say rip a lot. More so recently. You are in the wrong place. You belong there, my friend. And I don't know if I want that pink or if I want... No, I don't want this pink. I want that one. That one's cute. That's more red, so we'll leave you out. You are a red, so you can stay. You're more of a red-orange. Do I want this orange or that orange? Probably that orange. How many do I need? I only need 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay. We might need some more. That's like a yellow, like a golden yellow. And then we could have a genuine yellow. And then we could do the black, but possibly not the black. Yeah, like people who say receipt. Like receipt is the one that ticks me off. Or, no, what's worse than silent letters is when people say, like, ATM machine, where the M means machine. Like, so you're just saying automatic teller machine, and you sound silly. Okay, this looks kind of reasonable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't want to do the light yellows because I feel like they're just not going to show up very well. I feel like that's going to kind of tilt me. And I think that having 2 yellows is like sufficient. So we might need either another red. Like we could possibly chuck this guy in and do 2 kind of pinky colors. Because that pink is like, that pink is that one. And then that pink is that one. So it's like a kind of transition possibly. We're gonna do it. That looks fine. Okay, so we need me writing. I'm just gonna probably write like M O N and then T. That is a transition. U E Tuesday and click. Where did you go? Here? No, there. Yes, alrighty. And then Wednesday. D is a capital letter that I seem to have a lot of trouble with. Wednesday, Thursday. Creek. Beautiful. Let's see. Aluminium versus aluminum. Yeah. Well, I mean, like, they're actually spelt different in different places, right? So, aluminium is what we would call it. Aluminum is what Americans would call it, or yeah, question mark. 9:25, that is it for Friday. F R I boom. Have I started going further out? No, I'm still in roughly the right place. Still roughly the same place. Friday and Saturday and then Sunday. S A T. Beautiful. And S U N. There we go. Cute. Alrighty. I like our little gradient. I like that it kind of matches on the other side. That is sufficient for those colors. I do not believe we need them again. Except maybe to write the header for the habits. So we will write header for habits first. Then what else were we going to do? We were going to have habits and then to-dos, right? So habits at the top. How many habits do we have? We have spoilers, Wordle tracker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 habits. And we're going to have 2 lines for H and then a line blank and then the line. We need a pencil. So H for habits and then a line blank and then the days here. No, the days along the top. The days along the top. That makes more sense. We'll just tuck them over here. I know that I'm not really in frame. Apologies. Saturday, Sunday, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. And then habits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How many did I say there were? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 habits. There we go. Bueno. Let's see. You didn't miss too much. We've just been doing stuff. Yeah, so many different interesting accent stuff, hey? Like, just like words that are pronounced differently in different places. And then there are ones that are just like pretty universal and pretty much the same everywhere. Which is quite interesting. like my friend at work, colleague at work, she used to, she doesn't say it anymore because we were all mean to her, she used to call bagels bagels, which we all thought was quite funny, because that's just not how you pronounce it here. Or like the word vague, like vague when you're being unclear about something. So like she'd say vague, I can't even say it the way she would say it, because for us it's vague. Like vague. It's not a pleasant sounding way to word it. Alright, habits is going in with this pen, and it's just going to be in the same kind of all caps thing that we were doing before. H-A. My foot just got incredibly itchy, which is problematic because I'm trying to do something right now. T-S. Habits. Alright. And then, yeah, I could probably put the days of the week in that font. Why not? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So we're like kind of we're kind of taking the gradient down the page with us as we put things in. So I'm gonna put all of the dots in with those colors as well, just to keep our gradient going. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, this is the right. Wait, is it? No. Where is your friend, child? That doesn't look right. That's surely not the right color. No, because that's the pink. Where is the... Where did I put you? There we go. Much better. Crisis averted. It's fine. Averted? Crisis diverted? Averted? I don't know which word is the right one. Silent P's? Like pterodactyl? Pterodactyl? Clearly someone never learned how to spell beautiful. I say B-E-A-utiful. Like, yeah, every time Jess gets confused. I'm sorry, please do not take a shot every time I get confused, because you go and get drunk and then you go and die. We don't want that for you. You have so much to live for. There we go. Beautiful. So we've got our little colored dots here to write in what my habits are, and then we can tick them off for the week. Underneath this is when we will put when, where, yeah, where we will put that. Oh, totally squish. Oh, funny. Tilt me and Nav. Yeah, and don't be an egg. Always, don't be an egg. Vogel's such an egg sometimes. We love him, but he's an egg. This is red. Yes, I'm glad that we covered that together. So I know to put what in my to-dos. There we go. To Greek. Oh, that was a noise. I don't know if you actually heard it, but it was certainly something. Let me play the sound of my people. Said the pen. To do. Boom. Cute. Yeah, don't take a shot every time I say because that's not better either, because obviously when I do my personal recording, like where I actually get to edit my videos, I take all of the ums out. So you guys in these lives with me get to see how much I actually which is a lot. Constant umming. Yeah, my bad. Apologies. I try not to. Now you've made me really hyper aware of it, so I'm trying not to. But that is probably not going to say instantly. Probably not going to be what I continue. Yeah, you say yeah, nah, yeah. Yeah, nah. Alright, I think we're going to need to put in some numbers here. So then I remember which day is which. Plus it goes with our layout that we had before. So the last one, the one that we're kind of mimicking here, we did that underline and then the date next to it. I'm going to do that here. So we will need a pen. The pen of choice is this one, my Paper Mate Ink Joy, which I like very much. And considering this goes for, what, about 5 across each time, we're going to put them in the middle there. And I put a dot 02 because we are that kind of country. We put the day first and then the month. Oh, beau means, French means handsome. Oh, that's nice. Let's see. This is lots of fun. I'm glad that it's fun. I'm sorry you have to go now, but it was a pleasure to have you here with us while you could be. You can catch the rest on the replay if you feel so inclined. Let's see. 02. Vogel sneaking around. 02. 02. For the second month. Move it up so you guys can actually see what we're doing. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Curiosity question. I'd be curious to know who, either in the comments or in the chat, depending on when you're watching this, who starts their weeklies and their monthlies on a Monday versus who starts both on a Sunday versus who starts like one on one and one on the other, or any day of the week. I'm just curious because obviously I start both my calendar and my weekly on a Monday because I like them to be the same, but I know some people do things differently. I'm just feeling a little curious. I know I'm being very risky doing this without a ruler, but it is a very short line. I can just kind of use the dock grid to guide me, so it's not the end of the world. Yeah, alrighty. Yes, Monday start, Sunday for both. Mondays only. Hashtag Team Monday. Interesting. Yeah. Because, I don't know, I personally do Mondays, as we previously mentioned, which is why it bums me out that, like, the stickers, for instance, that we got from Archer and Olive in the, September sub box, their mini calendars start on a Sunday. Like, well, I can't use this because it doesn't work for me. It's not how how we roll in the Shire. There we go. Yeah, monthly Sunday, weekly, used to do Sunday, but the Bujo is converting you. Yeah, I personally just like, previously, like before I did bullet journaling, I would have it that my calendar would always start on a Sunday, because that's essentially the way that my parents had it, so that was the way that I was brought up to have it. But then while I started bullet journaling, I've realized that I actually prefer it to be Monday and then have the weekend days together. I also kind of plan my week as if that's the first day. Like, in my mind, the week starts here and finishes on Sunday. Like, so that's why my reset is on Sunday, because I start afresh on Monday, is the way that I think of it, at least. I'm just interested. Alrighty. Let's see. We're gonna put on N-O-N for Monday, and then 1-4, because it shall be the 14th, and then here's where we can write our to-do list, and then we will go over the, like, down this column, down that column, over the page, down that one, down that one. And we can use a little Dutch door, so we can see the stuff, like, look at my habits, look at my to-do lists, look at my events, all of these. Should we write some events in, you know, just so it doesn't look quite so barren? I think we can do that. Alright, so we do have a morning briefing. Let's see. I assume we're going to have a briefing on Wednesday, but it's not yet confirmed. We have a department meeting on Tuesday. Department meeting. Ding ding. Ding. Okay, so department meeting. We have Bujo Wednesday on Wednesday, of course. And that one's going to be at Rachel's house, so no live with Rachel that day. We'll see what we can do about our live together. And then we have Thursday. That'll be our scheduled weekly, like our scheduled weekly setup. I'd be curious to know, I mean, this is going to be a silly question because honestly, like, you're here, so probably the answer is yes. Did the timing of today's live actually work for you? So we've been here for, what, 89 minutes. I don't know how to convert that into something that makes sense. An hour and a half? Yeah, we've been here for an hour and a half. Yeah, break-in on Wednesday. No break-ins on Wednesday. We've been here for an hour and a half. Does this time actually work for you? Because, like, it works for me, but I could probably push it a little later. If that's preferable, I could probably do it a little earlier. Not a lot earlier, just a little. Scheduled. U-L-E-D. Weekly. Setup. Gorgeous. Friday, no immediate plans, I believe. And halfway, it's 6:30 a.m. Ugh, boo hiss. Yeah, alrighty. A little late here at night. Earlier would be nice. I'm interested. Okay, what's gonna happen is I am going to put together a when is good poll, and I'm gonna post it on Discord. So if you're not part of our Discord, 1, we would love to have you there, so please join. 2, that is where you will find this poll, alright? So that we can figure out when would be kind of the best times to have our lives together, alright? So if you're not part of the Discord, we would love to have you. As we said, just jump down into the description box. It's in the section that says, like, want to find me and the team elsewhere, and there's a link to the Discord in that section. So it's like kind of like the 3rd section down. So it's like want a discount, related videos and links, and then want to find me elsewhere. Okay? Yeah, we would love to have you. Sunday, I believe I have a birthday celebration of some description, so we're gonna go to that. I believe it is Krista's birthday. Krista's B-Day celebration. And we're also going to have, that one's going to be the live, that's the, come on, we can think of it. No, that's not, no, get out of here. Sunday, this week, is the live that is for, weekly reset. There we go, put it here, weekly reset live. So we can talk through the process and show you guys what it looks like. Gorgeous. There we go. Ugh, flicking my pages around like a psycho. I kind of want to put like a little divider line in here or something, because that just doesn't look quite finished. Yeah, and we're going to transfer the habits over as well, just to make it so that it's actually looking presentable. So AM brush, AM pill. I've been finding having the habit trackers on my weeklies has been working like super well, actually. I've been a lot better at like tracking stuff, especially towards the end of the month. I do typically find that the points at which I'm the worst at filling in my trackers are either towards the end of the month, if they're a monthly tracker, or towards the end of the week, if it's a weekly tracker. But at least I'm still, like, I'm being more consistent with them here, I've been finding. Multivitamin. Alrighty, okay, so just as a side thing, do we want to play a fun game? The fun game is called Guess What Jess is Having for Dinner. And I don't know, if anybody can guess, like, in one guess, you only get one guess for no apparent reason, because otherwise you'll just spitball and hope to hit a target. You get one guess. What is Jess having for dinner? And I will work out some arbitrary prize. Multivitamin. Let's see. And it's the first person to get it. We only get the one guess, and it is only the first person to get the guess. Jess will be cooking. You have to be specific about it too. So if you said anything kind of like one word, I'm thinking like at least 2 words, okay? So if you've already said a guess, but you only used 1 word, you can have another guess because you're allowed to have 2 words. At least 2 words. was I going with? Multivitamin, face clear. Skincare, face care, skincare. Alrighty. One person thus far has come close, but they haven't been specific enough, so they don't get to have it. Multivitamin. I literally was just talking about it. Face care. There we go. Skin care. If you have just joined, or if you didn't catch quite from the start, we're just setting up our little weekly. So we've got our section over here for each day of the week for like events, and then we've got our kind of like colored strip down the side here, which is, you know, our little sunset thing, habit tracker, to-do list, and then this is like my daily log kind of section. Alrighty, let's see. We have one person who's very close, another person who's very close. They're kind of like very close together. So I'm like, do we both get a prize? Is that how this works? Hey, there we go. But it was like your second guess, but then technically you only used a one-word thing, so I think that means that Monica is our official winner. I'm having 2-minute noodles. But like the fact that you guys guessed, like, all of your guesses were beautiful, and now I'm like super freaking hungry, so this was the worst game to play. But yeah, I'm having 2-minute noodles for dinner because I'm an adult child. Vogel was supposed to be cooking. He's still cooking, but then I was like, I don't want it, because again, I'm a child. Face care, skincare. Hit me up, Monica, on like, I don't know, Discord or Instagram or something. We'll sort you out a prize. 2-minute noodles, they're like kids noodles. They're like instant noodle ramen kind of things, but they're like by Maggi. They're chicken flavored, like artificial chicken flavored. They're like totally delicious, but and I feel like a secondary prize has to go to like that beach Mel, because she said instant noodles, which is pretty close to her. So I think that those are like our two like official winners. Yeah. What are we doing with? Okay, so skincare, lunch from home, which really just means that I didn't go out and purchase something like during the school day, effectively. Lunch from home. Should we do more of these little like arbitrary games with like little prizes? Like, I thought this was kind of fun. Yes, I am having the chicken flavor. Lunch from home. And I will be having it with corn, because I feel like if I put a vegetable in it, then it's not as bad, right? There we go. Clap, clap. Round of applause. Round of applause to our two winners. Yeah, hit me up on Instagram or like the Discord or something, and we'll sort you out a prize. Let's see. Lunch from home, daily log, fill trackers. I'm getting myself distracted. Daily log, fill trackers. Oh my god, like so much sodium, and the problem is that I totally have 2 packs, so it's like all of my sodium for the day, like all of it. Again, it's not necessarily a healthy choice, but it sure beats getting Maccas, I guess, maybe. Fill trackers, read, PM pill, exercise. I don't know if I give myself enough room here. Read, PM pill, I totally didn't. Ha ha ha, just can't count, but it's fine. I'll just add the other stuff to my... How much did I not count by? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh my god, 12, 13, 14. I missed 3. 3 of them I left off. How did that happen? It is what it is. I'm sure I will be okay. Yes, chicken flavor. Vogel likes the oriental flavor as well, but like, I don't know, it's not really for me, eh? Let's see. I'm trying to make my peace with the fact that I don't have enough space for all of my habits. But I don't know how peaceful I can be, because like my PM brush and my flossing, I'm actually like fairly good at, but I've been finding that I'm becoming a little bit less consistent now as we're going back to work. So I do want to check like that off, like track it. So I'm thinking that I might just have to put it on like every single one of my daily logs, which isn't super great, but like it is what it is. I'm gonna write myself a reminder though, because I will forget that I decided that that was a thing. Alrighty, we're gonna put this here. This was our explaining how Wordle works. And what was it? It was habits on daily logs. There we go. So, not ideal. I would, but see, the issue that I find when you put white paper over the top of white paper is that it doesn't blend in as well as it could because there is that line. Like if you actually, like, take one of these. So you see how you do this, yeah? You can see the line there. I know it doesn't show up as much on camera, but it shows up to me here, and it triggers me. Just a little bit triggered. So I think rather than that, I will just chuck it on my daily list. I just need the reminder to put the things on my daily logs. So that would be PM, brush, and floss, and last drink isn't Coke Zero. That is, yeah, this one is not a habit I'm good at, but it's just something I'm trying to track. Yeah. Never seen the instant ramen packets as appealing, but love the hacks. Yeah, I find it interesting the way that people turn like instant ramen into like cheesy noodles and stuff like that. I mean, it's not really like for me. I'd rather just eat the kind of ramen as is, but I can appreciate the creativity that goes into it, I suppose. Good morning, Allison. I hope you're having a fabulous morning. Let's see, what else do we have to do with this? Use miso paste instead of the seasoning packet. Miso. Miso's delicious. Vogel made us a mushroom gnocchi on Tuesday? I think it was Tuesday. He made us a mushroom gnocchi, and that one has miso paste in it to kind of add that umami flavor. It's really yum. It was really good. The only issue I took with it is that he put in like dried shiitake mushrooms that he'd like soaked in water, but they were still kind of chewy. So that part wasn't great, but the rest of it, like the flavor and the mushrooms that were fresh that he put in, all very, very delicious. All right, I think that this is pretty much done. Yeah. I mean, we had some shenanigans, for instance, the ripping of the paper over here, and the not leaving enough space for all of my habits like a psycho. I honestly don't know how that happened. Like, I counted, you guys saw me, I counted out the habits so many times, and then just didn't put enough dots down. It is what it is. I'm not too sad about it. Yeah. I would be curious, before we completely wrap up, and I'm just gonna go and do some work in my current weekly, what would you like to see tomorrow? Because I was kind of thinking like tomorrow's the end of the week, we could just do something chill like a pen swatch or something like that. But I would be curious to know if there was anything in particular that you would like to see. What would you like to see? Blue notepad paper from the sub box to cover it up. I could, but then it's not in the right place. Like, this is the red section, so if I was gonna do that, I could, I don't know. I could just cover up the whole thing, but I don't think I want to. I think I'm just gonna leave it. Like, I think it'll be okay. If I put PM brush and PM floss actually on my list for the day, there is a more likelihood that I'll actually get it done. Okay, we've had one suggestion for Quiplash. We could totally do Quiplash tomorrow if you'd like. I am totally okay with that. It would probably have to be like a first in, first served kind of thing, in terms of people who were players versus people who were in the audience, but that could be fun. Let's see, what else? We have one person who is excited about my pen swatching. That's cool, because I mean, like, even if we don't do pen swatching tomorrow, we could do pen swatching at another point. That's totally fine as well. I need to transfer my sticky notes into my journal, but I'm not going to do that right now. Schedule tomorrow's live stream. Need to do that, but we're going to send out that little survey, so we need to put that in. Send when is good survey. Excellent. Quiplash. Quiplash is a super fun game. It's kind of like, it's like Cards Against Humanity, right? But instead of Cards Against Humanity where you play with like predetermined cards kind of a thing, you put in your own answers, effectively. So the prompt might be something like, one of the ones we've had previously was like, what's something that you'd find in Batman's search history? And so Rachel said like how to get adopted as an adult, and it was so funny. Like it was so funny. Yeah. It was a very good time, but it is a very fun game, and it might be nice to do like a little trial run before we properly do one with like, you know, the Bujo thing. But yeah, I can't think of anything else I need to do. I mean, tomorrow I need to set up the athletics day. Athletics day scoring book. Now I will eventually need to send that to our sports director. Send results to NS. Gorgeous. How to make Robin hate me. Oh no! Let's see. Cards Against Humanity for Valentine's Day for my boyfriend. Oh, that's so sweet. Yay. Nah, that's awesome. What else? Sticky notes done. Calligraph compare. We will do that later. Year 13 answers. Whoops. We're supposed to do that at work, but that didn't happen. I actually need to plan next week, and I have not done that yet. So maybe we could do that together. Color week 3 timetable. So I'm gonna do that now because I have not done it yet, and it's actually kind of important because I'm not feeling super prepared for next week. So by coloring my timetable, I mean going and putting in the kind of like little colored strips here that tell me which classes I have. So you can see that was last week, that is this week, which I haven't actually even planned tomorrow's lesson, but I kind of know what's happening, so it's not really the end of the world, but I haven't done the week after. So we need my pens. Where are they? In particular, we have some that are part of my little box here. So that's 9, 2, 5, and 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 205. And 815, yep. So I have like these set colors that I pretty much use all the time. Nominate to be the audience, yeah. No, that's fair. I think that it would be fun to, yeah, it would be fun to have like a trial run before we do like a proper one. I'm wondering though if we put it on this channel or if we put it on the vlog channel. But at the same time, we'll probably get more hits if we're over here, so big shrug with that. But it would be a fun way to end the week. I mean, like my week. I know that for some of you tomorrow is probably Thursday. I need a green. I need a nope, don't need a purple. Do need a grey. And I need my blue. My blue. Yeah, that's probably all I need. Let's see. So, in terms of my timetable, you can see we have our colours here, and that's because they're all tied to the colours of my classes. So my pink, my year 7s, my orange is my other year 7s, we've got biochem for yellow, we have green for chemistry, 13 chemistry is blue, and then grey is like my non-contact times, or like preparation periods, I guess you could say. Yeah, Friday game tonight, that'd be fun. Oh, going out for dinner, that's exciting. So on Monday, next week, because this is this week, this is today, this is next week, we have a non-contact here, so 3, 4, 3, 4, and then 5, and 1 and 2. So, 3, 4, 5, and then 1 and 2. And then we also have a non-contact 4, 4, 6, 3, 4. 4, 4, 6, 3, 4. 4, 4, 6, 3, 4. And by non-contact on this one and this one, I actually mean assembly. It's not actually non-contact time. So I do go and chill with my form class. Assembly. Ding, 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 ding. B-L-Y. There we go. Thank you for being here. Sleep well. It was a pleasure to have you here with us. Oh! Tomorrow's your birthday. Yay! Happy birthday for tomorrow. Unless I see you tomorrow, and then I'll just tell you happy birthday tomorrow as well. But, you know, why not? Ice cream is served. Yum. I haven't had dinner yet, but we all know what I'm having for dinner now, so, you know, it'll be fun. Now we're on to actual colors. So, blue, chemistry, we've got 1, 4, 3, and then 6. 1, 4, 3, and then 6. Great. Okay, nice and easy. And then if we do my other chemistry class, so it'll be 1, 2, 5, 5. 1, 2. I can't remember if there was a break there. No, it's just 5, 5. Cute. 5, 5. Bing, bing. And then we can do yellow. Yellow being biochem. So biochem we have what? 2, break, 6, 1, 2. 2, break, 6, 1, 2. Bing, bing. And orange from our little year 7 class. 5, 6, break, break, double. 5, 6, break, break, double. 5, 6, break, break, double. Creak. Creak. Such a pleasant noise. And then we're on to pink. Nice, which in theory should be just the ones left over, but just in case, it is 6, 3, break, 3, 5. 6, 3, break, 3, 5. 6, 3, break, 3, 5. Excellent. My colors are in. That looks nice. And we can promptly put those away. Previously, I would have been more inclined to like do all of them, like, you know, for all of the weeks. But I've kind of been going week by week at the moment, and it's not the worst thing. It's not too bad. Which year level is my favorite? I mean, I do very much enjoy my 7s, but they're like currently very fresh, like they're very new, so they're a little bit more like tentative and you know, apprehensive and words and stuff. I think that like my favorite course is probably 12 chemistry. I find that's one I've taught like every year that I've been a teacher, and I do very much enjoy it. Year 11s are usually pretty cool. Year 11s are like they're new to the NCA system, so they're kind of like, you know, fresh to that. Still got big dreams. So they're pretty cool, and I like our year 11 courses as they are currently. Let's see. My favorite middle school year level to teach is usually year 8, but I haven't had any year 8s last year or this year, which is a bit of a bummer, but it happens. Question about how this schedule works. So effectively down the side here you can see we have numbers, so 1 to 6 represent my school periods, and then each of our columns is a day of the week. So this one here was term 1 week 1, so Monday through Friday, had a little space for notes, and then I had a space to record what was happening in each period. The little part at the top is just to record anything else that's happening on that day. So if there's like a help room session, like on Thursdays, which today was Thursday and I totally forgot to go to help room. I will have to apologize to Nicole tomorrow. So yeah, like if there's a help room or if there's like a staff meeting or anything like that. So for instance, next week on Tuesday, we know we have our science department meeting, so we can put department meeting in here. Department meeting. Gorgeous. And I know that I'll have help room next Thursday because I failed to go today because I just completely forgot about it. I assume nobody showed up though. It's like the second week. Help room. There we go. I will not forget next time. But yeah, so then I've got one of those for each week of the term. So like week 3, week 4, week 5, etc. All the way down to week 11. Yeah. My little tabs do cover up my numbers, but I'm honestly not that sad about it because I know what it represents. Just figured I'd put it on the first page because I had the space to do so. Alrighty, let's flip back to our current weekly and just tick off the fact that we have done the thing that we set out to do. We have coloured the week 3 timetable, and I think that is where we're gonna leave it. I think that's good for today. We did a lot of stuff. So to recap, we filled in some stuff here. We set up next week's weekly where we have our each day of the week space for events kind of thing. We have our folded Dutch door in the middle where we can put our daily logs. So starting with Monday, and we'll do it down here, then down there, then flip over and have 2 more columns. We have our habit tracker that did not actually end up as big as it needed to be, thus the little note here that says I need to put my habits on my daily logs, and then the space down here is just going to be a running to-do list. Excellent. Anywho team, I am going to go make myself some 2-minute noodles. If you liked today's video, please do make sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a like anyways because you're a cool person and all the good stuff. I will be back again tomorrow. Make sure to jump into our Discord so you can vote on when is good for our lives together. But otherwise, I'm gonna go find that hang up button. I'm gonna go. You guys are awesome, and I will see you next time for more A Month of Planning with me.